Hey, how's it going, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you today, Fitz?
Good. We've got another Campfire Chat, aka Dirtbag Diaries roundtable.
Oh, yeah.
Meetings of the mind, purveyors of stoke. Yes, all those things. It's all happening today. When I look around this Zoom call, I wish you all were in person first, but then I also see a lot of people who love getting outside and who are highly competent in a variety of pursuits like climbing, snowboarding, mountaineering, biking. People are comfortable being in avalanche terrain or like hanging off the side of El Cap. It's like super cool. I, for one, know that I was not always competent. And part of living is a continual experiment between what you know, what you think you know, and what you just have zero idea that you should know. And it got me thinking about the often hilarious shenanigans that made me who I was today. We get older, maybe time means more to us, and we want to make sure that the time and energy we invest will be rewarded. And there's kind of a trap to that.
Yeah, I feel like as I've gotten older, at least, I feel like something that's happened is that I've become a lot more calculated with my time and feeling like, there's only so much time in the day and I want to use it as well as I possibly can. But what that means is that I end up not being quite as adventurous or quite as spontaneous as I was in my 20s when I felt like I had no sense that time was running out in any way. And now, it's interesting to think about all the things that I did in my 20s that I wouldn't do today, mostly because of that kind of lack of almost freedom that I feel now that I didn't have when I was younger.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to talk about the things we did in our 20s that we would not do now. What we did and what changed us and what would make us think twice.
Yeah, and we've got a great group of people here today, but we also really want to hear from you. And we've got a new voicemail number. You can call us at 206-705-3006. And you might hear your voice on a future Diaries. We know you've got some really good stories.
I'm Fitz Call.
I'm Lauren Delane Miller.
And you're listening to Campfire Chats on the Dirtbag Diaries. I feel like a lot of my youth could be summed up with the just get out there. There was like this raw enthusiasm for doing it and be like, I got a day, let's go, let's drive somewhere, let's do something. And then I would just sort of figure my way throughout. And I'm wondering if anyone else on this phone call can relate to that.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like my young 20s has been defined with some poor decision-making and a lot of luck to get out of some certain situations where I definitely got over my skis, but in this case, it could be over my paddle. And so for this one particular story, I wanted to go to Black Canyon of the Gunnison. I was living in the Front Range at the time. I've been researching it a little bit on Google, a lot of it on Instagram. And I was like, okay, well, I want to go to the zone. I want to look over the rim. I want to learn a little bit about it. I want to sleep outside. And I also want to paddleboard it. And then I started to do a little more research and learned, and I'm still learning, that a lot of that river was not fit for the type of expedition that a paddleboard sup adventure would be apt for. But I did find one section of the river at the base of the Curricante National Scenic Area and that reservoir that seemed like it was semi-flat water, had a place to portage my boat to, and I could put in, paddle as far as I'd like, camp under the stars, and then paddle upriver and call it a weekend on the river in a new place. While that sounded pretty good on paper, really quickly, disaster started to add up.
To hear the full episode, subscribe to Diaries Plus. With the subscription, you'll gain access to other exclusive episodes, ad-free content, and more Type 2 fun. Plus, you get to support the future of the show. There's a link in the show notes, or you can head to dirtbagdiaries.com/plus to subscribe. As always, thanks for listening.